Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, I'm BurningDogFace, and I'm nervously delighted to welcome you to Let's Play Alan Wake 2. Feels good to say that. This game came out, well, today, for me. A few days from now, for you if you're watching this when it's new. On October 27th, 2023. It's a third-person horror shooter, and it's the eagerly anticipated follow-up to 2010's Alan Wake and the ambiguously canon 2012 spin-off Alan Wake's American Nightmare. It was developed, like those games, by Remedy Entertainment, who I personally happen to think are among the very best in the industry at making third-person shooters. In addition to the Alan Wake games, they have put out such notable titles as Max Payne, Quantum Break, and Control. Incidentally, all of the games I've just name-dropped are on my channel as Let's Plays, in case you're so interested. Shameless plug over. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that I've been looking forward to this one for a very long time. But I suppose I can be patient and put it off just a little longer, because there are some things I should really mention to you before we get started, such as the fact that I'm going to be doing this long play style, which is to say that I will be using minimal editing to bring you guys more or less my entire experience of this game from beginning to end. So, look forward to things like menus, travel time, and loading screens. I should also mention that this is going to be a blind LP, unlike Let's Play Alan Wake Again from last year. I stepped into the very first area in order to get some readings on the frame rate and audio levels, but other than that, everything we are about to see is going to be new to me. I'm going to play this game for the first time ever, and you guys get to come along for the ride. Here's hoping we all enjoy ourselves. I also feel I should mention, just so that we're all on the same page and, warned, that in the pre-release leading up to this game coming out, the Remedy developers were very specific in interviews that they don't consider Alan Wake 1 to be a horror game. They consider it to be an action game with horror elements. They do assure us, though, that Alan Wake 2 is a proper horror game, so, hold on to your butts. With all this said and done, I guess it's time to jump in. Let's play Alan Wake 2. I'll just put it on the normal difficulty.
Back to the beginning. We all come to a story with hopes and expectations, looking for an answer. Sometimes it would be better to live with that hope without ever knowing the full story. In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we are all ripped to pieces along the way. This is not the story I hoped it would be. This is not the ending I wanted. This story will eat us alive. This story is a monster. And monsters wear many faces.
I can honestly say that before I tested this game, I did not think the very first thing that would happen in Alan Wake is that I would be controlling a random naked fat man crawling out of the lake. Oh yeah, let's rotate the camera. It seems like a great idea. Okay, he's pretty good about... Oh, careful there. YouTube won't like that. Just as I'm saying it, too. But yeah, that's Cauldron Lake, all right. I recognize that mountain. Oh, dear God in heaven. Yes, okay, let's do this. Let's play this game. March off into the woods, naked. Flashlights.
Can you hear me? Whoa. What's wrong?
Come on, we should go.
Oh, come on. This guy clearly needs help.
Oh, where'd he go?
You're just gonna leave a naked dude in the woods? I mean, okay, nobody wants to talk to a naked dude, but this guy's clearly crawling out of the lake, and I think he needs help. So dark in these woods, too. Yeah, let's just head further into the forest. Am I muttering to myself, or am I hearing whispering? I've been looking straight forward, okay. God damn it. Got me the second time, too. Oh, I presume that was Mr. Scratch. Sprint. I wouldn't describe this as sprinting, but it is faster. This guy looks like he can barely stand up. Oh, there is definitely whispering in the woods now. I do believe he just hallucinated one of the Taken right in front of himself. Yeah, I remember those guys. Hated those guys. You know, it's feeling super fucking tense right now. Can I crawl under this log? Or is that beyond this man's current capabilities? Yeah, nothing's happening. I push buttons. Well, to be honest, I just kind of pushed A and left it at that because I figured. He's coming. Yeah, that's promising. This doesn't feel bad or anything. Flashlight. And what appear to be the Taken standing fully in the light. I don't love that. Oh! teleporting taken cultists who cut people's hearts out. Great. That's awesome. Glad to be dealing with that. That's right, even the title is startling in this game.
Hey, kiddo. How are you?
I'm good, Mom. How are you?
This trip might take a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault people get all murdery. What happened?
Just work stuff.
Right. Well, Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here. Mom, it's so good.
No spoilers! I'll let you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me. I love you both.
This is what happens when you go on work trips, Mom. Love you too. And say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding so much.
Logan? I will. Bye, kiddo. Logan thinks you should try cheering up.
Snarky kid. Wonder where she gets that from.
It can't be a coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Feels like the killer's leaving us a message.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead. Think of me as the backup.
Okay. Any words of advice?
Nothing that would cheer anyone up. Here we are. Cauldron Lake.
Time to get to work.
FBI, not FBC. So they have no idea what they're walking into.
A deputy was supposed to be here to show us to the crime scene. There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Eaten by a bear? I'll check out that map.
Invitation. Awesome.
Worth memorizing before we get swallowed up by the trees.
This is incidentally
I should
about as
take a
far
look
as
at
I've
that
made
map.
it. As I'm looking around, the frame rate is suffering in this area, so give me a second. Let's see if that's better. So, I took a few things in their conversation there. One was that this man is, as in fact he looks, Alex Casey, the in-universe version of Max Payne. He has the face of Remedy writer Sam Lake, and he has the voice of James McCaffrey, I believe his name is. I really should have looked up all the actors' names first. I did hear about this. The game has two main playable characters. Alan Wake himself, so don't worry, he will be here. And I believe this is FBI agent Saga Anderson. The map displays key locations in the area. Achieve and unlocked nightmare territory. The map displays key locations in the area.
I think I hear someone. Could be our deputy.
Our deputy. Oh, the conversation's still happening.
Quit your belly aching, Thornton. I'm up here now. That's just how the cookie crumbles. Hey, over here.
Bony-legged path? Rental cabins, witchfinders, station. watery. Oh boy. Oh, and I also picked up that they've apparently... Why is the mouse in the middle of the screen? Apparently they've brought back the Night Springs TV show that Alan used to write for back in the day.
Hey there.
What's up?
Agent Casey, right? Sheriff Breaker said you'd be coming by to take over the case.
You're half right. Anderson?
I'm in charge here.
Saga Anderson. I'll be leading this case. Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Shoot. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that, that, Federal agents right here, Thornton. My partner, Thornton, down at the crime scene. He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
Right here? What do you mean? Are they with you? Oh, shit! They didn't hear me, did they?
I could use a briefing or any witnesses to the crime.
What can you tell us about the crime scene?
I said the first one.
Tell them about the heart.
For God's sake.
Let's get into that, Thornton. Well, we reckon there are some organs that are currently outside the victim's person when they should be, well, inside.
I mean, with the exception of the skin, every organ is supposed to be inside. Any witnesses to the crime?
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night.
Mention the city folk. It's pretty suspicious.
Not that we have anything against city folk, right, Thornton? But don't worry. Sheriff Breaker took them back to town a while ago.
Let's take a look at the body.
I want to see the body. How do we get there?
Oh, sure, that's real simple. Just through the hole in the fence, down the hill towards the lake, around the old convenience store. You can't miss it. Everything's been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground.
There is a why about that.
Mulligan, tell them I'm here, waiting. I'll show them around.
They got it, Thornton.
Oh, you just cut a hole in the fence. There's no door or anything. All right. Okay, automatically crouched. I didn't need to push a button or anything.
Before we get to the crime scene, there's time to review the facts of the case so far. Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly.
Her lips weren't moving, so I would have made that more clear that was internal. That is a great view, even if it is of an evil lake, I gotta say. Man, the water just looks black at every time of year, doesn't it? Then again, maybe it is fall. I don't fucking know. I guess there's always leaves on the ground in the forest.
I need to think through the facts of the case.
You can access the case board inside the Mind Palace.
The Mind Place. My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues and work the case.
It's an office.
Building the Mind Place again for each case. Using each field office as a model in my head. The facts are on the board.
So this is all a metaphor for her running through those ideas in her head. I like that. Case board.
Everything we know about the previous murders.
Oh, so we've got a...
Worth taking another look.
Right, the cult, yes. The Cauldron Lake murders. The case board is a mental technique that allows Saga to analyze clues and progress the investigation. You can use the right stick to move around. So I can. You can use the triggers to zoom. Confidential internal dissemination only. Confidential. All individuals handling this information are requested to protect it from unauthorized disclosure in the interest of the national security of the United States. Handling, storage, reproduction, and disposition of the enclosed documents will be in accordance with the applicable executive orders and statutes of the Department of Legislation. You can use the left stick to move the cursor. You're now free to navigate the case board or leave by pressing B. A series of murders have occurred around the town of Bright Falls. Finding the connections will help our search for the killer. With red string and everything. Victims. This victim was discovered missing in 2010, reported missing in 2010, discovered in 2012, buried in a shallow grave. So probably murdered by the Taken the first time around. Found in Cauldron Lake 2018, some organs missing. Predation state of the body does not match 8 years spent in a lake. Oh, good. Oh, that reminds me, I'm pretty sure I know who the murdered person was because he said the word Hemingway. Found 2 weeks ago, chest wound is ruled as cause of death. Tattooing on the body is illegible. Murder method? Wait. All victims reported missing in 2010, no other commonalities. Oh, okay. Oh, they're all like that, so that is interesting. Ted Lane, dentist, stab wounds, bloating, bruising on the wrists. Wendy Davis, teacher, body bloated, large chest wound. Percy Wolf, store owner, bruising, heart removed, strange tattoos. Jesus. Murder method. Slight difference in murders. Bloating, only commonality in bodies, but not cause of death. Chest trauma. Exposure to water post-mortem. Bruising on wrists and legs. 2 of the victims had bruising. Some form of restraint. Strapped or belted down. Deep gash in the chest. Heart missing. Most recent victim died of major chest trauma. Consistent with 2018 victim? Hard to confirm due to condition of body. Bloating of the corpse. All bodies experienced bloating. Bloating of the corpse is indicative of drowning, but only 1 victim was found in water. Killer profile. Talk to someone. Post-mortem tattooing of the body. Victim number 3 was covered in illegible tattoos. A message from the killer, maybe? Or their art? I don't know why I made air quotes. You can't see me. The murder targets may have no discernible common traits. So apart from going missing in 2010, the victims have nothing apparent in common. Given who I think the other victim is, the new victim is, I think it's spitting out people it used to take. Chest trauma resembles animal butchery techniques. Killer may be a sportsman or hunter. Oh, it'll go all the way over to the fucking wall eventually. I do like this sweater, by the way. It is a bit weird to be wearing a Christmas sweater when it's clearly not winter in Washington. Hey, a flashlight. If it was real, that would be really convenient. These must... Oh no, that's must be a picture of her daughter. I guess that's her partner at a kitchen somewhere. I really like that he looks like Sam Lake did in 2000, not like he does in 2023. Oh no! The timer! Well, I guess we do have to get our bearings before we can really get going with the story. Well, I guess I'll just mention it then, since I do like to think out loud. I think the new murder victim is FBI Agent Nightingale, the guy who was hounding me throughout the first game and definitely got taken by the Dark Presence. I thought he was going to be the new Barbara Jagger, but... Yeah, I thought of that because Nightingale had a weird habit of calling Alan by the names of famous writers, and one of the ones that stood out was Hemingway. It's still scribbled over there. Strange. Alright. I'm BurningDogFace. How do I get out of here? B?
I
Yes.
see you're already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started.
Visiting the mine place
Let's
does
head down the hill
not
to the crime scene.
pause the game, so be mindful of nearby threats. That's really good to know. I'm really fucking glad they told me that. Yes, we might not have actually met the man yet, though we did get a good glimpse of him. But that will about do it for this first premiere episode of Let's Play Alan Wake 2. Before I go, I do want to mention, to sort of an elephant in the room, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you are probably aware that I usually have a rule against playing games right after they come out, but this is the way I see it. In all the years I've been doing Let's Plays, I've made one exception to that rule in 2011 when I played Alice Madness Returns immediately after its release. And that was because that was the long, long-awaited sequel to What was it? Yes, American McGee's Alice. I couldn't remember the dude's first name for some reason, and it's Americans. You'd think that'd be really easy to remember. Anyway, it was a long-awaited game that was the sequel to a game I had a strong personal connection with. And here we are many years later, and I've realized that Alan Wake 2 is a long-awaited game with it's a sequel to a game that I have a strong personal connection with. So I decided to make another exception. Well, I guess I should get going then. But I do tend to modify my outros for the Alan Wake series. We haven't learned this yet, but it might be a good idea if you take the advice I'm going to end on. I'm BurningDogFace, and I'll see you on the next episode of Let's Play Alan Wake 2. Until then, stay in the light.